Hey guys, and welcome to another video. It's been a while, but this is the process of my Spring is Approaching edit, which I just did the time of filming this about an hour ago, and I really like the outcome, so I decided that I should upload the process to this one. I might post a few extras in the next couple days, just that I haven't posted yet, because I have a few edits that I haven't posted that I've done, like before this, but after the last videos that I've posted. Um, the process of this one is mostly the same as all the other ones, but the background was interesting for this one. I originally went into the process thinking whenever I was going to take a picture, I was going to go to Battle Royale and take the picture because um, it's new and I really like it, and I wanted to show I do edits related to the new updates, and um, I kind of came across some road bumps because you can't actually go down into the actual space where it takes place unless you're playing in the game, and it would be really difficult to take a picture while people are shooting at you. So I decided I was just going to um, make kind of my own Battle Royale, kind of inspired background. Um, Someone said that I should do some sort of edit with like a fairy, like a spring fairy or some sort of thing with flowers. So that's what I originally went into this thinking I was gonna do. Um, some things changed, and she didn't end up being a fairy, and the reason for that is um, a lot of the wings, while they look really good in game, the transparent parts are really, really hard to edit. Um, like, if I were to take a picture in good lighting, you would be able to see the background. Like, you would be able to see the pool and the concrete in this picture, in the screenshot, if I were to take a picture here. And I could just take it at the actual, photo area, but I think, at least for me, the lighting isn't super good there. It's not really easy to kind of find a light source or kind of get the one you want. So, I just don't take pictures there, and I just edit out the rest of the background. But relating back to my process, I actually added on all that on the top of her head, all those curls there, because I feel like the top of this hairstyle, at least from the angle that I did it, it looked a little flat, so I just added it on the top. Adding the nails and the ring, just adding kind of a few bonus aspects before I work on the background, which was what I think I spent the longest on in this one. Um, you can kind of, it changes a lot throughout this whole thing. Um, I was originally just gonna do her in a field of flowers, but then I was like, I I feel like I do too many that have an open sky, and I wanted to kind of um, frame her a little bit more, so I ended up adding trees. Um, and I wanted to make the background kind of go far into the back. I mean, not super far. It doesn't go super far, but you can kind of see where the inspiration came from with the mini game. With all the hanging leaves and stuff like that. Um, this part was pretty quick, and it was kind of the cropping that I struggled with the most. Um, I thought that it looked too generic, cropped like that, so I actually go and kind of zoom it in a little bit, and then I thought that looked bad, so I kind of just messed it up, but um, I think it was okay in the end, and that's really kind of the cropping of the background is the one thing that I don't really like about this. The rest of the edit I like quite a bit. Um, it was a pretty simple yet fun process. I didn't really struggle a lot with it, and I was really excited to work on the hair, and I think it turned out good, so I'm glad I have something to show for it. Kind of going back to the first edit I ever did, which I didn't upload a process video of, but it had that head flower on it, and it's a clear example of, you know, the more you work, the more you'll improve. Because in that edit, the flower does not look very good at all. But I think I actually like improved a lot, and you can really tell if you compare like the same item in different pictures. Um, you know, my edit style has just gotten so much cleaner and more elegant. I think I'm pretty proud of how much I've grown. It hasn't even been a month since I started editing, I'm pretty sure. So I'm glad I have a lot to show for the amount of work I've put into this. Here I am doing the line art in the hair, which is what I said I was excited about doing, just because I love doing drills, which is kind of like, um, you know, the curls that just go around and around in the same direction. They're really fun to put lighting on, which I haven't done yet, but I'm just adding the texture. And up at the top there, it was really hard, and I kind of had to improvise what that was going to look like. It looks a little wonky, but I think it's actually okay. The line art is a pretty quick process, actually. The hair probably took the longest, and that makes sense just because there's the most of it. But, um, you know, I don't really change a lot in my edits compared to some people. A unique thing I do is I think a lot of people don't do their own backgrounds, or they do their own backgrounds, but it's just in a like a different style, you know, like if it's not an actual like setting, which, you know, I do ones that don't have settings, and I actually tend to like those better most of the time. They're just easier to look at, but I decided to do something different for this one. Here I'm doing the shading, and I actually have started doing something new with my shading, where I do the multiply layer with the pink like I always do, but then I duplicate it and I blur out the second layer so that it makes it look a lot more smooth. It's really subtle, but I think it really makes it look good. Like, it makes her look 3D. You can kind of see the change that happened there. And here I am adding the highlights, which I said is what I was excited about doing for the drills in the hair. This process is always the same. I think I actually go back and change the hue of this to be a little more yellow, though, because right now it's a little bit more pink than I'd like it. You can kind of see me working, smearing those out, just to make sure they look smooth. But also not, like, blending them out into oblivion where you can't even see it. Like, I want there to be a clear outline, just not any harsh lines. I mess with the highlights a lot. I never know where to put them, so I put it there. And here I am adding a bunch of lighting effects. It's really, like, if you guys want to see an in-depth tutorial, not a process video, but like a tutorial about the different lighting effects I use and why, please tell me. I'm finishing it up here, just particles. I didn't decide to add any of that, and I'm finishing it up now, so hope you guys like this video. Bye.